What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've been on camera, but I just be so busy. I just try to hurry up and do like a voiceover video when I do get a chance to record. So I did want to speak on Nature Boy and just the rise and fall of his whole cult that he had going on for over 5 years. But I can't spend too much time talking about that because I didn't really follow it as much as a lot of other people did. So it's all over YouTube, and you know, it it's just something that you just don't expect to happen in modern day times. And I look at him like the modern day Jim Jones. You know, had a lot of followers and people believing that he can get them into heaven, and just pretty much going by his beliefs, and people fell for it. He was super manipulative, able to get into people's minds and have them to think a certain way. And they strongly believed in what they believed in, and they just followed him until their death. And even though Nature Boys is similar but different, because his cult had a lot to do with like sex and how he had personal relationships with a lot of women, and started families with these women, and he had these women to fight over him, and it's just disgusting. Everything about him is disgusting once you start to see all of this play out over the internet, because he even had the audacity to record it and make it like a documentary of the day in the life of that cult. I think they used to call themselves Melanated Nation or something. I don't know. Like I say, I just kind of got into it, and I just would watch bits and pieces of it because I can't stand to watch too much of him and how he interacts with those women, how he treated them, abused them, uh, verbally abused them. He used to curse them out. He's put his hands on them. Like I say, he had them fighting. I don't know. And to me, it was like he had them fighting for him, but he wanted to make it seem like I'm doing a favor for y'all by, having y'all fight each other to get the frustration out, to get the anger out, you know, so that you can get back to what we are here for, the main purpose, to love each other. And it's like you don't care about anybody loving each other. You only care about them loving you, because he don't have self-love. So anyway, ain't too much more I can say about that other than like 2 weeks ago he was busted. I don't know if that was by the FBI or just the local police department out there in Georgia, and he's still in jail in what, the Cobb County, um, the jail out there in Atlanta or Georgia. I don't know. But again, it's all over the internet if y'all want to look it up, and just follow the story leading up to his court appearances. I think that the judge didn't allow him a bond right now, which is good. He don't need to have a bond. Um, it's just so much behind him, the story behind him and that cult. But like I say, I don't know. I just don't want to talk about that too much longer. In this video, I really did want to talk about 10 signs though of our narcopathic partner. And narcopathy is not a word. That's just something we be using, us that speaks about narcissists. And, just calling them a narc and a psychopath. A lot of people say that narcissists are not psychopaths, but some narcissists can be psychopaths. So that's why I say narcopathic partner, because you're going to see that whole Jekyll and Hyde personality pop in and out of them from time to time while you're with them. So again, this video is like 10 signs of a narcopathic partner. Number one, they mimic or copy everything to appear innocent as you are. And when a narc does this, when they mimic you, it's like they're so jealous of you, jealous of your personality. They just want to be like you. They want to be received as you are. So they have to put themselves out there to the public to appear like you. But you see, it won't work because it's not genuine, and that's not who they are. So it's not like people are going to really fall for it. They may like this so-called new you, but it's not going to stick, because narcissists are all over the place, and it's just like they can use anybody. One minute they want to be you, the next minute they want to be somebody else. So that's something they do. They love to mimic so that they can appear as you. But they got a lot of work to do to catch up to be anything close to you. So I wouldn't feel threatened by the narcissist copying you. If anything, I would be flattered. Like, you just so jealous of me. That's the reason why you hate me and mistreat me so much. It's because you just want to be me. The second thing they do is they do things to get caught sometimes. And as crazy as that may sound, they do. I have witnessed this. I went through this with narcs, whether it be a family member or a partner. I've went through this even with a cousin who's narcissistic. They do things to get caught sometimes. They're bold enough to show you who they are and that they don't care. They don't care if it embarrasses you, and they don't care if it embarrasses themselves. They don't care. They do this out of anger to get your attention, to show you that they don't care. And so that's why they become very sloppy sometimes with their behavior. The things that they once kept so secret, or about it, but other people don't know them for that. So at some point, they just put it all out there because they feel like, you know, they have enough leeway, or they just have enough of proof from what they appeared to be for so long as enough to keep people believing that. The people don't want to believe who they're showing them they are in that moment. So they like pull them to the side. Don't do this. Why are you doing that? This is not you. But what the people don't know is that it's really them. They are showing you who they are. So when narcissists do that, they do that out of anger just to show you that they don't care. And of course, they hate to follow rules. Number 3, they deliberately get in your way to force communication or to even provoke altercations. And examples of that is, say for instance, a narcissist, they kind of know your routine, they know your schedule, they just know what you normally do. So say for instance, they see you at the mall and they will go and deliberately try to park in front of you or do something to where it blocks you in, to where you can't leave unless unless you speak to them and ask them, can they move their car so you could get out. Just little petty things like that they do in order to get your attention. But they do that to get your attention as a form of control, because you have been so good at setting these boundaries of non-communication. It's killing them to have to abide by your rules for a chance. So now they find ways to try to block you in, to force communication. And the way to respond to narcissists when they do things like that, because you have to be careful, you have to let them know that I know what you're doing, and you're not going to get this fight out of me. I know what you're doing. If I have to sit here and wait, I will. You're not hurting me, and you're still not going to get what you want out of me. I'm not interested in going back to that with you. So you just have to let them know in a very calm and settled way. You don't want to express anger, even though you may feel angered and frustrated and annoyed and aggravated. You don't want to always show that side, because that's what they want you to do anyway, and they're just going to keep pushing to get more and more of that out of you. And once they see that you can't be bothered, you can't be touched, they'll get out of your way most of the time. you know Especially if you're in a public setting, it'll come a time where people will start to look at them as, something wrong with them or something like that, and they don't want to be uh they don't want to be seen in that way, so they'll go ahead on and step out of the way. But that don't mean they're going for good. If they did it once, they're going to keep trying, to deliberately get in your way in order to force communication. Number 4 is they purposely sabotage the moments that you have planned in order to be the center of attention. They do this at parties, at celebrations, anything. They'll do it at a wedding reception. They don't care. They just have to get in the way to have things their way. And especially if it's something celebrating you or your accomplishments. And I know I done spoke on this 1,000 times before, but that's why it happens. And you'll wonder why is the moment taken off you into them. And the reason why is because they force it to be that way. Like say for instance, there's a new addition to the family, a new baby. And the baby is brought to like a family gathering. So the narcissists, they want to pretend like they just so happy that the baby is there, or like they're so into the fact that the baby is here and they wanted the baby more than the parents wanted the baby. They may even start crying and just doing anything they can to take the attention off the baby. So people are crowding around this baby, loving on this baby, this precious innocent baby. This demon narc wants to make it all about them and draw attention to themselves. Like, I just wanted this so bad for them. I prayed and prayed, and I just told them to just be positive and it would finally happen. And she's here. Like basically saying, and you could just thank me for all that. That's how they act. So they purposely sabotage moments. in order to just make it about themselves. Number five, they trespass or show up unannounced as a way of flattery. And they do this to kind of show off in the front of other people. When they do that, it's like, like I showed up because if anybody's happy for you, it's me. I think I'm more happier for you and for everything that's happening right now than you are for yourself. That's how they act. And it's like, just like the baby shower thing or just a family get together. It's just like they got to make everything about them. I wanted this more than anybody. They got to make it about themselves. And they do that because they want other people to look at them as, dang, you're a good friend. And then they start the waterworks. They got to start the fake crying, making themselves cry. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting and it's selfish. They love to make things about themselves. Number six is they will use sickness as a way to play on your emotions. Um, I told y'all about what happened last Sunday, but with his mom. But before that happened, she had called him. Now she had canceled everything at her house for Easter Sunday, the cookout that they normally have. Um, and so now she wants to come over and hijack our moment and take over our day with her shenanigans and narc behavior. So she was like, guess where I'm at? I'm in a hospital. I had to go get a prescription filled. I have a sinus infection. Just anything to ruin the day. How did that turn into you coming over and ruining the day for us? And I told y'all, if y'all haven't checked out that video, go watch that one that I post. I think that was my last video that I posted. Yeah. So go check that one out about how the narc mothers, they just love to ruin everything. They make everything about them. Just go check that out. But they do things like that, like just to play on your emotions. They will pretend like they're sick. I'm in a hospital. They will call you from the hospital bed. They just need you to just feel sorry for them, you know. And that'll take your mind off all the dirty things that they've done or anything that they probably said to you earlier that day. Oh, if I call back now and, let them know that I'm in the hospital or I had to go to the uh, emergency aftercare or something like that, or urgent care clinic, that'll take their mind off that I just cursed them out or I just did this, or I just did that, you know, because you're not going to get an apology out of a narc. They're not going to apologize. They're going to strategize, and they're very calculated. They're going to come up with a way to take your attention, take your mind off the fact that they are wrong and they owe you an apology or they should just stay away from you. And when you set these boundaries, that's another thing. Another reason why they use sickness as a way to play on your emotions, because they don't respect boundaries. So they will use sickness to cross those boundaries to get back to you. So those are some of the signs to look out for, with a narcopathic partner, family member, friend, anybody. Number seven is um, they love to make an entrance. They love to be fashionably late. They love to be the center of attention to where I notice, this is all about them, but they're late. They don't have no respect for anybody else's time. And then not only that, they do this other thing where they disappear to draw attention to themselves. And an example of that is now the narco worker who I, who she's famous because of the videos I done spoke of on this channel. That one, she been off on sick leave for 2 months because she had knee surgery. Now, we were given not only a bonus recently, we were approved a bonus recently. We also were given a bonus day that we're gonna have coming up. We had it at the beginning of the school year. They got all this money put away and stuff from the government for COVID and all that kind of stuff. And of course, they got all that money put up. The school system is holding that money and collecting interest. So they kind of give it out to teachers, support staff, bus drivers, how they want to. I don't care what they say, they give it out how they want to. So anyway, we had that bonus day money at the beginning of the year, and now we got the bonus day money at the end of the year. But we had to work a day that we could have been off. And I think it wouldn't have went against our sick days. So it's like a catch-22, whatever. It's like, if you take off that day, they're not going to take it from your sick days, but if you come to work, you get paid. It's just something like a time and a half day. And it's a lot of money that's included in the day if you come to work. So my NARC manager, who knows what she's doing because they kind of just all think alike and stick together. She called her and told her if you come to work that day, you'll get the bonus day money in May. Because she wasn't going to get the big bonus that we just got a few days ago because she missed more than 20 days. So you can't get that. And that's just the way it goes. Um, so what had happened is she called her and told her you need to show up to work that day to get the bonus day money. She came to work in regular work clothes with her release papers from the doctor saying that she could return to work after spring break. So mind y'all, we was off. I'm sorry for the noise. Somebody couldn't graze it. Mind y'all, we was off from Tuesday through Friday, Tuesday to the following Monday, and we came back to work on that following Tuesday, which was this week gone. But that Monday, again, we could have been off, but we came to work that day. Hardly any students showed up because a lot of them had already went on a spring break vacation. But she showed up in regular clothes, out of uniform, just to draw attention to herself. But it was a regular work day, and you brought your release papers to show that your doctor released you to come back to work. You are able to come back to work now after having knee surgery. Come on now. 2 months is not long enough for knee surgery. And the type of floors we work on is really going to break you down. On top of having a surgery like that, I have had cortisone shots in my foot for foot spurs. And I know I'm getting way off subject. To where they tell you to be off your feet for 3 days. And again, the type of floors we work on, I needed to be off probably 2 weeks after that shot because it defeats the purpose of the shot. Even though the pain didn't come back, it was the swelling, and you can still kind of feel that. But anyway, she used that as a way to come back and just make her rounds and just bringing people Easter treats and gifts and just all this foolishness that she do every time we getting ready to get out for a holiday. She comes with gifts. And she ended up doing some work in an area by herself because we short staffed still. The system still haven't really shook back from COVID to like full staffing. So the thing about it is she was by herself doing something and everybody else all doing something else. And someone brought it to her attention like, oh, you back and they got you all by her. And she was like, yeah, and they got me working doing this by myself and I just had surgery. She made that loud and clear. And then before you know it, she was gone. So everybody just looking for her. She just disappeared. So that's what I mean about they disappear to draw attention to themselves. It's because they need people to ask about them. Where you went? Where she gone? And it's not like somebody's asking because they, like we need you to bless us with your presence. Like, no, we asking you because you were at work and you just abandoned a station. You just up and left work. You might as well have not even come back today. But again, the manager had called and told her, which was very low down of her, very sneaky, to tell her to come to work that day to get a bonus day check. Why? You haven't even been there in 2 months. So she came back to work when we came back after the holidays, just this week. She came Monday and Tuesday. She left early Tuesday to go to the doctor. She came back to work. She's very calculated. She showed back up with this coat on like she's in excruciating pain and limping. And she's talking about, well, y'all, I have to leave again. The doctor put me back on extended leave because I done re-injured my knee. The swelling is bad. I got to get off my knee again. And I'm like, and she know that puts a strain on us because we already short. Why did you come back to begin with? We already don't even have subs. It's like that's what they do to kind of just play on your emotions, and they know what they're doing. They know what it's going to do to the crew that they work with. It's going to, they know what they're doing. And she knew that. She knew she came back too early. She just she needed all this attention that she definitely wasn't going to get from me. And I know that has a lot to do with it also by her wanting to leave out again. It's because she see that things are never going to change. I'll never be your friend again. She even came to me and started showing me picture rolls in her phone of her family, the dog, the house, the front yard, all this stuff. And mind y'all, I don't really think that she's as hurt as she pretending to be. I just don't trust her. I don't trust Narcs. Because when I would see her out and about while she's out on leave, she would be moving so good like nothing was wrong. I don't trust her. I don't believe about this, her sickness anyway. But that was number 7. That's why they disappear, in order to draw attention to themselves. And that's why they make a certain type of interest. Number 8 is a lack of guilt, and that goes with, well, if it happened, I didn't know, or if I did it to you, I didn't mean to. If you took it that way, you took it the wrong way because I didn't mean it that way. It's just always never any accountability. It's always you took something the wrong way. you know, which kind of means that I only tried to control you, and because I couldn't control you, I punished you. So that's where this hurt comes from. And that's why you're angry at me. But you really don't have a reason to be angry at me because I wasn't trying to hurt you. It's like I was only trying to teach you a lesson, but they're not going to say that though. That's the unspoken language of the narcissist. They know that you know, but they're not going to say it because they need you to appear crazy and delusional around others so they can seem innocent, remorseful. It's all in the mind. It's all a part of the mind control. Um, Number 9 is they are pathological liars. They're very repetitive. They like to make believe stories. Just make up things about their lives and how great their life is, how much people love and adore them and can't get enough of them, or how they always got the short end of the deal, or they just got dealt a bad hand all the time. They were treated unfairly. They just need to play on your emotions to get sympathy. The sympathy that they know how to pretend to give. So, they lie a lot of lying. Nothing for a narcissist to tell. It's easy. Number 10, last one is a lack of self-control. They refuse to do. They refuse to follow rules. That doesn't apply to me. And they want you to think that we're the same for you. You don't have to do that. You shouldn't feel that way. The reason why they're giving you this bad advice is because that's the life they live. Those are the rules they live by. They live by their own rules, which means I don't have to follow rules. I make up my own rules, and you should do as I do so that I can improve you for me. That's how narcissists think, you know. And it's just all about no respect at the end of the day. They have zero respect. They don't feel like they have to respect you, but they feel like that you should obey them. You should comply all the time. You know, that's their dysfunctional way of thinking, you know. And they have very hard behavior behind not wanting to follow rules. They love to rebel like children and have even temper tantrums sometimes and just lash out and get loud and, you know, they become very rageful and you start seeing a side of them that you never seen before and you just kind of taken aback by it like, what is wrong with you? Everything okay? You know, and that's how they act, you know. And they respond based on how they feel. You know, they just want things to always be their way. They don't respond based on the truth of the matter. You know, what's right there in front of them. You can lay out things a certain way, and they don't have to point it out in a certain order. But either way it goes, they're gonna change it. They're gonna rename it. It's gonna be what they want it to be in order to please them, and you know, so they can stay in control of the narrative that they're trying to. They just don't believe in following rules. That's just how narcissists are. You know, and sometimes they can get so just downright cruel and show you how much they're trying to hurt you or get to you. They will even spit in your face. And I'm telling you this because um, my boyfriend always telling me how his mom used to spit in his stepdad's face. He used to tell me how violent she would become when she's just angry. And he would know what she's angry about. But they would get things thrown at them. And they had to constantly cater to her. See, I knew he went through abuse. I already knew it. And still is. He'd say that she also would do this thing to where she'd get on the phone and she would talk very loud about them to other people on the other end. Because she needed them to hear themselves being talked about that way. You know, that's verbal abuse. You know, but they're very violent, very abusive, both verbally and physically. And this is something that shows a lot of their inner hurt. You know, narcissists, they're hurting. They are hurting. But they choose to let that hurt sit there and they deal with that pain by hurting others. That's why it makes it hard for you to have empathy towards them or sympathize with what they've gone through because they don't even want you to know what they've gone through because they always have to appear strong. Like, that didn't happen to me, so they're going to deny it. So how are you going to feel sorry for somebody who denies what has happened to them in their upbringing? It's hard to feel sorry for someone that way. And you're sure not going to feel sorry for them once they start to hurt other people. Like, why would you? That doesn't give you an excuse to hurt other people because you've been hurt. You have a choice at the end of the day. It's all about intent. But those are the 10 signs of a narcopathic partner or just a narcissist in general. You know, doesn't have to be a partner. And I hope I touch base, with the whole Nature Boy situation and stuff. It's sad that these people who has been under mind control are stuck there. I watched the videos of how some of them got away and they're speaking on it, and the horrible things that they had to go through, they went through, not had to go through, they went through, because he said, well, they wasn't being held against their will. But when you have mind control over somebody like that, sometimes they are held, it's like a prison, because you know that you got that kind of power over them. He knew that. And it took them to realize that this is something that I am choosing to do now. I really can get away. I could have gotten away a long time ago. Even though they had to endure some kind of physical abuse, which is very sad, and he gonna get everything coming to him. Some of them are still there. They doing like skits and commercials when they should be trying to. Not that I would give this type of advice, but common sense will tell them y'all so-called leader, y'all 3 guard is locked up. He might not be getting out. He may not even get a bond, but he's gonna need a lawyer for the trial that's gonna be coming up, and all of the court cases and stuff. He needs somebody to represent him, because I know he's not planning on going in there representing himself for that foolishness. Y'all need to be trying to get money from people, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get money. And I'm gonna say this in this video: I ask for donations and don't get nothing. I don't get nothing. Now I appreciate those of you who have given me, but I get it when I don't even ask for it, and when I ask for it, I don't get nothing. And I don't really like to ask for nothing, because I've always been getting things on my own. I've always made it happen. God always made it, made a way for me all the time. But it's just like it hurts sometimes, and it do. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let this go in this video. It hurts when I ask for donations and I don't get it when I ask for it. Because if I ask, I really, really need it. And I see people make videos on here on some of the most nothing things that aren't even helping other people, and they get money easy. And I also get, well, go live and get super. I don't want to go live. I barely even want to do videos. I don't even want to get in front of the camera anymore. I just feel like long as the information is getting out there that people need to know, long as you can hear my voice, I'm putting it out there. I hope it's helping somebody. I don't really too much like recording anymore in front of a camera, but I will every now and then. Also been thinking about changing the channel. I'll still be talking about narcissism every now and then, but I want to change into autism and the similarities between narcissism and that, and how to separate the two so that you can know. Because some people are wrongly mislabeled. They're mislabeled because they're autistic, because they live a life on the spectrum. And I understand it, and I just want to put that out there and speak on the uncanny valley and just everything so much that I just want to really speak on and pour out and put out there, and I hope that y'all be here for it when I do. Well, yeah, that ends this video. It was way, way, way too long. Thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon. We supposed to be flying kites today. This is something that I've been wanting to do. Haven't done that probably since I was a teenager, and I just been thinking about it. Beautiful spring day. The wind is good enough for it, so I was like, let's go to the park today and go. I want to go fly a kite, and that's what I'm gonna go do today and enjoy my little Saturday. And that's pretty much it. So y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. Again, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the new subscribers. I really appreciate the older subscribers, the one who've been here. Share these videos. Share your thoughts. Add to it. Add to it. If it's anything that I don't know, you probably could leave down below. Anything you can help me with. Hopefully I've brought some things to light for y'all, and I'm just going to try to keep this thing going the best way I know how, and the best way I can when I have time. When I have time. I got a lot going on. So, thank y'all for watching. I love y'all, and I will talk to you soon.